Hey, y'all. I'm a little bit sad because this is our last week in Pride Month, which means, everyday rainbows aren't as accepted. Not that I care about accepted, but, you know, you won't get to see this every day anymore. So I know you're sad too. But we're here. Let's make the most of it. Let's take this last week to show up as big and as bold as we possibly can. If you haven't already, keep doing more of it. Keep showing up. This is just the beginning. This week we have our new moon in Cancer. So I love the beautiful Cancer energy. I mean, it's destined to be a little emotional, but we need it. For those of you who are not cancers, who don't have that kind of watery energy, you need to cry a little bit. So if that happens this week, don't be surprised. All right. I can shuffle. Let's see. Let's see what the cards want to tell us this week about the end of Pride Month. All right. Here we go. Let's get started with our spiritual connection card. And we have the Five of Pentacles again. She just don't want to go away. Next, we have our health and happiness card. Wow, this is freaky. We have the Three of Wands. For our love and relationships card. This is funny. We have the Page of Wands. Now, y'all saw me shuffle these cards, right? For our business and career, we have the World. Okay, well, at least thank you for being new. And last but not least, for our overall card, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so I was laughing because these first three cards have all come up just very recently for us in these same positions, just about. So, that just means we didn't quite get the lesson the first time sometimes. So, all right, let's get started with the Five of Pentacles in our spiritual connection placement here. So, like I said before, when we had this Five of Pentacles here, it feels like you are still sitting in that heavy energy of change around connecting to spirit. You're still not trusting yourself perhaps enough. You're still overly reliant on the past and what you're moving away from, even though you're seeing a little bit more clearly that it really was not for you. It wasn't really helping you to grow and evolve. So again, I'll tell you, you're not alone, right? Ask someone for help, connect with someone, connect with me if there's a way that I can help you to move through it. Just talk to someone, let them know what you're experiencing, what you're going through, and just get some feedback. Just allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable and open up around these changes that are happening. And if they're feeling overwhelming to you, again, know that that's the growth that's happening. I know it doesn't feel good in the moment, but it's so necessary. And again, you don't have to do it by yourself. Next, for our health and happiness, we've got the Three of Wands. And so last week I told you to get out and do some stuff, and it looks like you need to go out and do some more stuff, right? So this week, maybe think about what type of adventures you can have. What type of adventurous experiences can you engage in that might be with other people, might be with some groups of people. But, again, we moved into summertime. So this is really all about going out and experiencing life a little bit more, finding a little bit more joy and fun, and allowing I want to say allowing your guard to come down a little bit and just experiencing what you experience without expectations, without telling yourself it's supposed to be this way or that way. Just let life happen a little bit and see what you learn, see what it's like. But it's going to be really important for you to not just think about what you want to do, but actually do some things. Even if they're real small things, even if they're just, they seem like no big deal, move your body. Right? Again, either go outside or go someplace else, physically do something different and just allow it to be. You don't have to go skydiving, though I love it. Do something that's going to feel like you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone a smidge. Okay. Next, let's move on to our love and relationships. And here we have the Page of Wands. Now, last week we had this in our overall position, but it's really the same message. And that is this idea of listening to information that you already have about these relationships, whether it's a person, whether it's a group of people. There's been some talk that's been going on, and maybe you've been ignoring it. Maybe it feels gossipy. You don't have to do anything with the message other than hear it, other than listen to another perspective about these individuals or these particular groups, because you're preparing yourself to take some action. These people could be in your life for a variety of reasons, and there's something that you do need to begin doing more of. But right now, just listen to the lessons maybe that you have been ignoring, the voices who have been trying to give you some mostly reasonable information, and you just haven't quite took the time to listen or really heed what they're saying. This week, make sure to do that before you start taking any action, before you start doing things. Actively listen and just see what you hear. Next, we are moving into our business and career card, and here we have the World. One of my favorite cards in the deck. And, this is the perfect card for us to end our Pride Month with, because this card is all about showing up as big as the entire world. When you think about all the things that you've learned, all of the seasons you've been through in your business or throughout your career, the things you've learned, the ups and downs, the highs and lows, all of those things have allowed you to be who you are today and have been the catalyst to push you farther than you thought you could go. A week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, maybe. But this is really, more than anything this week, is going to be do something big, right? Do something that's going to allow this wealth of knowledge you've been building to really show up. If it's in your business, do some big party, some big event, have something really big and bold where people are going to notice you. If it's in your career, maybe it's, again, standing up and doing something really big and bold, talking to the higher ups about, look at how amazing I am, and you haven't seen it. Let me show you what I have to offer. Let me show you why I need to be doing more. Whatever it is, it's time. You have the experience behind you to move through this next phase in a really big and beautiful way. So do it. All right, last but not least, for our overall card, we have the Hierophant. And this card is about structure. This is kind of the ultimate card of structure. It's about traditions. It can be about a spiritual structure as well, more sometimes from a religious perspective. But ultimately this week, it feels like you need to recognize the good things, the not so good things, the things that feel beautiful and easy and have grounded you, and the things that have lit you on fire that were helpful sometimes and hurtful sometimes. This really feels like noticing those two parts of who you are those two parts of how you experience your life and how you've been experiencing your life, it's important for you to build some structure around that, to not allow yourself to go too far in any one direction and lose who you are. There's a lot of changes that have been happening. There's things that you've been planning that are coming up. And in order for you to really build on that momentum to continue to grow, you got to get that foundation really clear and have some structure to build on something that's strong, that's not just wobbly, not just thrown together. Again, I'm going to say use this experience that you've been building, that you've been growing. And again, notice the things that worked really well, the things that maybe got you moving, but didn't end up becoming sustainable. Maybe they didn't put you in a great place, but you learned something from that. Take all of that experience and I don't want to say, tame yourself. I don't want to say pull yourself back or restrict yourself, but do something with the knowledge that you've gained, the good and the bad, to really build upon, right? Don't just be like, oh, that thing happened. Remember that? No, remember it, feel it, and say, okay, well, what am I going to do with this? How can I use this to make me better? How can I use this to grow? How can I use this to create a more stable foundation so that I either do more of that really good thing or do a lot less of that not great thing? So overall, it feels really good. It feels very much like Pride. So enjoy this last week of June. Again, make sure you show up big and bold and beautiful because you are. And absolutely stay magical, y'all.